कैलासमठाधीशं तिरुच्चिस्वामियतीश्वरं भावातीतं भवहरं वन्देऽहं परमं गुरुं साधुप्रियं कृपाब्धिं च शान्तमूर्तिं तपोनिधिं शिष्यप्रशिष्यरूपेण बोधकं गुरुमाश्रये। अम्बा शाम्भवी चन्द्रमौलिरबला अपर्णा उमा पार्वती काली हैमवती शिवा त्रिनयनी कात्यायनी भैरवी सावित्री नवयौवना शुभकरी साम्राज्यलक्ष्मी प्रदा चिद्रूपा परदेवता भगवती श्रीराजराजेश्वरी। नमो देव्यै महादेव्यै शिवायै सततं नमः। नमः प्रकृत्यै भद्रायै नियता प्रणता स्मताम् रौद्रायै नमो नित्यायै गौर्यै धात्र्यै नमो नमः। ज्योत्स्नायै चेन्द्ररूपिण्यै सुखायै सततं नमः। कल्याण्यै प्रणतां वृद्ध्यै सिद्ध्यै कुर्मो नमो नमः। नैऋत्यै भूभृतां लक्ष्म्यै शर्वाण्यै ते नमो नमः। दुर्गायै दुर्गपारायै सारायै सर्वकारिण्यै ख्यात्यै तथैव कृष्णायै धूम्रायै सततं नमः। अतिसौम्यातिरौद्रायै नतास्तस्यै नमो नमः। नमो जगत्प्रतिष्ठायै देव्यै कृत्यै नमो नमः। ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಈ ಶುಭ ಆಶ್ವಯುಜ ಮಾಸದ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಇದು ಅಧಿಕ ಆಶ್ವಯುಜ ಮಾಸ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಇವಾಗ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಚತುರ್ದಶಿ. ಟುಡೇ ಇಸ್ ದಿ 14th ಡೇ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಫೋರ್ಟ್ನೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಧಿಕ ಆಶ್ವಯುಜ ಮಾಸ, ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ಅಧಿಕ ಮಾಸ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ 14th ತಿಥಿ ಚತುರ್ದಶಿ. ಈ ದಿವಸದಂದು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಕೈಲಾಸಾಶ್ರಮ ಮಹಾಸಂಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ವರ್ಷದ ನವರಾತ್ರಿ ಶರನ್ನವರಾತ್ರಿ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವವನ್ನು ಗಣಪತಿ ಹೋಮದ ಜೊತೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ದಿ ಶರನ್ನವರಾತ್ರಿ. ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ಶರದ್ ಋತು, that is a particular, this is a season which is now started as per the Chandramana Masa, the Sharad Masa, because the seasons in the European countries are different, seasons here are different. So here we have 6 seasons. In Bharat we have 6 seasons. Among the 6 ritus, you will find that the Sharad Ritu approximately corresponds to the autumn. Approximately corresponds to the fall. What do you call it? The fall. ಸೊ ಇದು ಎಲೆಗಳು ಬೀಳೋ ಸಮಯ ಈ ಶರದ್ ಋತು. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಶಿಶಿರ ಋತು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಋತುಗಳ ಪೂರ್ಣವಾದ ಇದು ಚಕ್ರ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ we have started the festival, what you call it, the festival period today by the morning by the Ganapati Homa. As we already saw, the Ganapati Homa follows the Guru Puja. Always the Guru will be first, then comes the Ganapati Puja. ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜೀವನ ಶೈಲಿ, the method of life in the Bharatiya Samskriti, it follows mainly the Vedas. The Vedas form the fundament. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಮೂಲಾಧಾರವಾಗಿರೋದು ವೇದಗಳು. ಆ ವೇದಗಳ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆನೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಡೀ ಜೀವನ ಶೈಲಿ ಕೂಡ. The entire procedure of life itself is followed as per the Vedas only. So if you want to put it in a very nutshell, what do the Vedas say? How should one live? ಹೇಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬಾಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಂತ್ರ ಸಹನಾವವತು ಸಹನೌ ಭುನಕ್ತು ಸಹ ವೀರ್ಯಂಕರವಾವಹೈ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಾವಧೀತಮಸ್ತು ಮಾ ವಿದ್ವಿಷಾವಹೈ. ಇದರ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಂತ್ರ? ವಿ ನೋ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಗಾಡ್. ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯ ಕಾರಣ ಅವರೇ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹ, ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ಸಹ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. In Sanskrit, saha means together. Sahanavavatu. The word nav is now avatu. The word now means 2 people. In Sanskrit, now means 2 people. Who are those? Myself and others. ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ನಾವು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಬ್ರು. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು? Myself and all others. So now it becomes 2, isn't it? You make it into 2 because there is no life without considering myself. ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡದೆ ಬೇರೆ ಜೀವನ ಇರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ನೌ. ಸಹ ನೌ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ both of us together. Saha now means both of us together. The second meaning of this one is the master and the disciple. Master and the disciple. The guru ಮತ್ತೆ ಶಿಷ್ಯ. ಸಹ ನೌ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಶಿಷ್ಯ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗುರು ಇಬ್ಬರನ್ನು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ. ಸಹ ನೌ ಅವತು. ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅವತು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್. ಮೇ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು. ಸಹ ನೌ ಅವತು. then it is sandhi we make, it becomes sahanavavatu. Saha nau avatu becomes sahanavavatu. It is a joining of alphabets. Sahanavavatu. Then you see the next line, sahanau bhunaktu. There it is not, sandhi is not there because it doesn't start with a. It is not avatu, it is bhunaktu. Bhunaktu is nourish. ಭುನಕ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಪೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಅವತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಭುನಕ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಪೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಆಹಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡಲಿ. ಲೆಟ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅಸ್ ಆಹಾರ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ರಿಕ್ವಿಸಿಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಹೆಲ್ತಿ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಫುಲ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಭುನಕ್ತು ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ತಿ ಬಾಡಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪರಸ್ ಲೈಫ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಸಮೃದ್ಧವಾದ ಬಾಳು. ಭುನಕ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಸಮೃದ್ಧವಾದ ಬಾಳು. ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಜನಗಳು ಇರಬೇಕು. ವಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ಮನಿ, ವೆಲ್ತ್, and then we require vidya, knowledge, how to spend the money, and then people also. So this is bhunaktu is all the 3. Saha viryam karavavahai. Saha viryam. Here first 2 was requesting for protection from God, protect and nourish. The third one is let us do good activities. Viryam karavavahai. Karavavahai. Karavavahai, karavamahai. Karavavahai is for 2 people. ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ. ನಾವಿಬ್ರು ಸೇರಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಡೂ ಗ್ಲೋರಿಯಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. Again remember, two means Guru Shishya, two means parent children, two means friends, two means brothers, two means everybody. Myself and others. ಎರಡು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಸಹ ನೌ ಅವತು, ಸಹ ನೌ ಭುನಕ್ತು, ಸಹ ವೀರ್ಯಂ. The word ವೀರ್ಯಂ means beautiful, very wonderful acts. Very wonderful acts. When, for example, what is a wonderful act? The wonderful act is giving joy to everybody. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಆನಂದವನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಒಂದು ಕಟ್ಟಡವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ, building a temple and making provision for others to come and offer their prayers is a wonderful act. Building a complex so that everybody can buy whatever they want is a wonderful act. Making a playground where everybody can come and play is a wonderful act. Making a place where everybody can come and study, building a school is an excellent act. Making a hospital where somebody can come and be treated is a beautiful act. Making a garden where everybody can see the beauty of the nature is a good act. So this is Viryam Karavavahai. Saha Viryam. Going to the moon is also a beautiful act. Going to the moon. So something which makes use of the intellect. ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿ ಅಸಾಧ್ಯವಾದ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ವೀರ್ಯದ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳು. ವೀರ್ಯ ಅಂದರೆ ವೀರತ್ವನೂ ಸೇರಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಸಾಹಸ ಸೇರುತ್ತೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ. ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್, ಆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಸಹ ನೌ ಅವತು, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಎಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್. ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನೋ ವಾಸ್ತು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಮೊದಲು ವೇದಗಳ ಆಧಾರಭೂತವಾದ ಸಂದೇಶ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವೇದಾಸ್? ಬಿಫೋರ್ ವಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಾಸ್ತು, ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್. ಮೊದಲು ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ವಾಸ್ತು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು. ಸೊ ಸಹ ನೌ ಅವತು, ಸಹ ನೌ ಭುನಕ್ತು, ಸಹ ವೀರ್ಯಂ ಕರವಾವಹೈ, ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಾವಧೀತಮಸ್ತು. ಅಧೀತಂ, ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಡ್, ನಾವು ಓದಿದ್ದು. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಬ್ರಿಲಿಯಂಟ್. ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ, ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಡ್, ನಾವು ಓದಿರೋದು ತುಂಬ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ? ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಡ್ ಶುಡ್ ರಿಮೇನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮೆಮರಿ. ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈಡ್. ಸೊ adhitam means studied, what we studied. Now adhitam, again the same word now. In all the four mantras is saha now avatu, saha now bhunaktu, saha viryam karavavahai. In that karavavahai, it is only meant for two people. The word verb karavavahai cannot mean three. It means only for two people. Saha viryam karavavahai tejasvi now adhitam astu ma vidvishavahai. So vidvishavahai means never we should have hate towards one another. ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಒಬ್ರಿಗೊಬ್ರು ದ್ವೇಷಿಸಬಾರದು ನಾವು. This is the essence of the Veda mantras. Never we should have hate towards anybody in this world. I am telling you, with vehemence I am telling you. That is called as ajata shatrutva. We should never have ವೈರಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರಲೇಬಾರ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ. ನಮಗೆ ಯಾರು ವೈರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಜಾತ ಶತ್ರು, ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರನ ಹೆಸರೇನು? ಅಜಾತ ಶತ್ರು. ಒನ್ ಶುಡ್ ನೆವರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನ್ ಎನಿಮಿ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವೇದಾಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಮಂತ್ರ ಸಹ ನೌ ಅವತು, ಸಹ ನೌ ಭುನಕ್ತು, ಸಹ ವೀರ್ಯಂ ಕರವಾವಹೈ, ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ನೌ ಅಧೀತಮಸ್ತು ಮಾ ವಿದ್ವಿಷಾವಹೈ. ಮಾ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನೆವರ್. Ma means never. Vidvishavahai. Dvisha is dvesha. Vidvishavahai. Never we should have any hate towards anybody. So this is the basic fundament of the Vedas. Now just like the Vedas are the fundament of the life of Bharatiya Shastra, the puja paddhati, the method of worshipping God, in addition to the Vedic method, equally potent method is called the Agama. Just like the Vedic we say ಆಗಮಿಕ್. ಆಗಮ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಎಂಬುದು ವೇದಗಳ ಮೂಲಕವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನನ್ನು ಆರಾಧಿಸಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೂ ವಿವರವಾಗಿ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾಗಿ ಆರಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಪದ್ಧತಿನೇ ಆಗಮ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ. If you want to know the meaning of the word Veda, what is the meaning of the word Veda? It comes from Jnanam. Vid Jnane. It comes from the root Vid. Vid means to know. With, to know, from the word with, Veda, the knowledge comes from vid. Vid jnane, ಆ ಶಬ್ದದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ವೇದ ಶಬ್ದ. From the word, where does the word come? Agama. You see, Veda is knowing and Gama is going and coming. Veda is knowing, Gama is going and coming, Agama is coming. Agama is coming. So Agama Shastra, Agatam Shiva Vaktrebhyaha, because it has come from the mouth, 5 mouths of Shiva. From the 5 mouths of Shiva. Agatam Shiva Vaktrebhyaha, Gatam Che Girija Shrutau, it went to the ear of Devi Parvati. Shiva spoke, Parvati heard. Matam Cha Vasudevasya, and it is also accepted and concurred by Bhagavan Narayana, Vishnu. Tasmad Agama Uchyate. That's why it's called as Agama. So Agama means Shiva has said it, Parvati has heard it, and Vishnu Bhagavan has concurred with it. He also follows that one. Therefore, Agama Shastra. We have Veda and Agama. So whatever we have seen or whatever we are going to do puja here. Now we have a puja in ee kshetradalli ಆರಂಭ ಕಾಲದಿಂದ ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಗುರುಗಳ ಆದೇಶದಂತೆ ತುಂಬ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯರಾದ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರ ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಪ್ರಕಾರವಾಗಿ ಏನನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವೋ ಇದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ವೇದಾಗಮ ಆಧಾರ. The fundament of whatever is going on here, it is based on the Vedas and the Agamas. Now, Ganapati Puja, we have heard about Ganapati, Bhagavan Ganapati being the son of Parvati and Parameshwara. We know about Subramanyam. But what is this Vastu? ಈ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಇದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಏನು ಸಾಧಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ? To understand this Vastu, one should understand, as I told you, we are not the only people in this world. ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ನಾವು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮನುಷ್ಯರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ. If you want to see how the description of the creation has gone, you see the Purusha Sukta. Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha Sahasrakshas Sahasrapad Sabhumim Vishwato Pritva Atyatishthad Dashangulam Purusha Evedagum Sarvam. Whatever you see is Paramatma only. When you say whatever you see, then where is the difference, isn't it? It means because there is variety here. There is variety, and in this variety, I am one of the varieties. ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಜಾತಿ ಎಂಬುದು, ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಎಂಬುದು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿ. ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, there are 84 lakhs of species according to the ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಸ್. 84 ಲಕ್ಷ ಪ್ರಕಾರವಾದ ಜೀವರಾಶಿಗಳು ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೆ ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಗಳು ಬೋಧಿಸುತ್ತವೆ ನಮಗೆ. 84 ಲಕ್ಷ ಪ್ರಕಾರವಾದ ಜಾತಿಗಳು. ಇಷ್ಟು ಜಾತಿ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು ಅನುಸರಿಸಬೇಕಾದ ಬಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇರುವವನು. ಮನುಷ್ಯಾನಧಿಕರೋತಿ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಂ. ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಅನ್ನೋ ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಶಾಸನಾತ್ ಶಂಸನಾತ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಂ. ಶಾಸನಂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಗವರ್ನಿಂಗ್. शासन कर रहे हैं तो शासन कर रहा, we say governing. Shamsanam means recommending. Recommendation is called as Shamsanam. Shasanam is governing. So because it governs us and because it advocates or suggests or recommends to us, do this, it is called as Shastram. The word Shastram comes from 2 meanings. It governs us. ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ. ಎರಡನೇ ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡು, ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಡ, ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡು, ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಡ. That's why we have 2 words called as Vidhi and Nisheda. The word Vidhi means to do. Nisheda means one should not do. For example, Vidhi says Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara. That is Vidhi. It says do this, do this. Magridha Kasya Svidhanam. Never ever aspire for somebody else's property. Never ever aspire for somebody else's property. It's a Nisheda Vakya. Don't do this. Do this, don't do this. So that is why it's called as Shastram. So this Shastra governs only the human beings, remember. ಈ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಎಂಬುದು, ಸರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ನೀವು ಬೆಕ್ಕು ಹೋಮ ಮಾಡೋದು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Have you seen a cat doing a homa anywhere? Or you have seen any other animal sitting down and then congregating and then giving a lecture? Why? They are all governed automatically by their nature. Yesterday also I was telling you the same thing. Animals and birds and reptiles, ಅವರು ಸಹಜವಾಗಿಯೇ ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಪ್ರಕಾರವಾಗಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೊರತು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡು ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಿಗೆ, ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳಿಗೆ, ಕ್ರಿಮಿಕೀಟಗಳಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. You need not have to tell anybody this has to be done, this need not be done, and they cannot do also. They cannot do. ಒಂದು ಹಸುವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಕಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ? You see, however dear we may have a pet, very very dear to me, the pet is very very dear to me, very extremely dear to me. So what should I do? I put a collar belt for the pet, and then I'll have a chain, then I have a belt to hold the pet, and then when I take for a walk I'll take it. Afterwards it has come back to its kennel, and then you have to lock it and keep it. Make sure that it doesn't go out. However dear the pet may be, however dear the pet may be to you, but still you will control it and make sure that it is kept under control. What about human beings? That human is, he is very dear to me, therefore I'll just lock him in the room and keep. Somebody is very dear to me, no? So I lock him in the room and keep. That's not the way it is, isn't it? Man is free. Animals are also free. If at all we have made pets, we are the ones who have bound them. Human alone is binding. ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳನ್ನು ಗೂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಹೊರತು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು ಮನುಷ್ಯನನ್ನು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಗೂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಪಕ್ಷಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೇನಾದ್ರು ಗೂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರ? We have seen circuses where man makes the animals dance and jump and do all sorts of things, but have you seen a circus where the animals are making man dance? You don't see that. So you see the difference? The freedom of man to make others do what he wants, and the limitation of the others in not being able to do what they want to the human being. That is the limitation of the other living beings. ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ, ಸೀಮಿತವಾದ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ. They are all limited. And man is free. Because he is free, there is a possibility of his doing errors. That is why ವಿಧಿ and ನಿಷೇಧ. ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿರೋ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದಲೇ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೂ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿರೋದು. ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಬಂಧನೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ, if you remember, all the religions have got different ways of putting things. So the forbidden garden, the forbidden fruit, what does it mean? Forbidden garden, forbidden fruit, what does it mean? It means not to do something and not to do something. So therefore, because of this freedom only, Paramatma made man free, but also gave rules and regulations. Follow this. That is where the Vastu Shastra comes. The Vastu Shastra is a respect to every single living Shakti in this world. What is visible and what is not visible. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಆಧರಿಸೋದು, ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸದೇ ಇರೋ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಆಧರಿಸೋದು, ಅದೇ ವಾಸ್ತುಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಆಧರಿಸ್ತೇವೆ? ಹೌ ಡು ವಿ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ದೆಮ್? ಹೌ ಡು ವಿ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಶಕ್ತಿಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಹಿಯರ್? One is by giving food, etc. Pancha yajnas. A human being is supposed to follow Pancha yajnas. In this Pancha yajnas, Deva yajna, Pitru yajna, and then Bhuta yajna. Like this we have another 2 yajnas. So 5 yajnas he is supposed to perform it compulsorily. Whatever I eat, I have to offer it 5. You see people now, even today in Bharat, they will take whatever is, before they have food, they will take and keep 5 shares outside. They will keep 5 shares outside and then they will start eating. Which is the meaning that they are offering to the other living beings also, who are our contemporaries, who are living here. ಯಾರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಬಾಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು 5 ಭಾಗ ಮಾಡಿ 5 ಯಜ್ಞಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದು. ಯಾರು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ತೆಗೆದಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಸೊ ಆ ತೆಗೆದು ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅರ್ಥ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ mentally man should have regard for everybody else. If he does not have regard for everybody else, then he will be actually dragging his life to a very low level. He will stoop down in his life. In order to make him magnanimous, The possibility of him stooping down is there in order to avoid that going down to the level of animals who think only about, who cannot think about others. Animals are not able to think about others. They have to think about ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಬಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. How much ever you see in the animal life also you see, very clear it is survival of the fittest. It is absolutely clear. When if there is in a group of monkeys which come, the monkey which is bigger, he'll be the lord there. Bigger monkey will be, the other monkeys will be afraid of that bigger monkey. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೋತಿ ನೋಡಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕೋತಿಗಳು ಭಯ ಪಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೋತಿ ಬಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೋತಿ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಇದಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಒನ್ ಹೂ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್ದಿ ಬಟ್ ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಈಗೋಯಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್. He can be very learned, he need not be arrogant. ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಗರ್ವ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಬಾಳ್ಬೋದು, ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಶ್ರೀಮಂತನಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಹಂಕಾರ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಬಾಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ. If an animal is powerful, automatically it will be arrogant. It will show its power. But man is not like that. He can hold back. He knows that power has been given by God to me in order to live a peaceful, happy life and make use of this power to help others. It is not for the sake of exhibition of power. So this Vastu, the word Vastu means puja of the Shaktis which are Vasavagiruva. Vasa is to be residing here. One day, one ದಿವಸ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಿದ್ವಿ. Here only, when big Swamiji was there, we were standing here. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದ್ಸಾರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ನಡೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು. ಅವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ವರ್ ಬಿಸೈಡ್ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ಹಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ scratching his leg. What happened? Swamiji asked. The ants bit me. ಈ ಇರುವೆ ಕಚ್ಚಿಬಿಡ್ತು ನನಗೆ, ಇರುವೆ ಕಚ್ಚಿಬಿಡ್ತು. Swamiji simply casually remarked. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನಾವು ಅವರಿರೋ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಪ್ಪ, ಇರುವೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದ ಜಾಗ ನಾವು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಬೈಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಅ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಟ್. We have come to the place where the ants are residing, and now what we will do now? The moment they bite us, immediately we will make sure that they are annihilated, they are immediately destroyed, because they bit me, no? The moment we have come to the place where they were living. Earlier all this was mud only. Before the building was constructed, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಟ್ಟಡ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಮಣ್ಣು ತಾನೇ ಇತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೊಲ ತಾನೇ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಈ ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಾವು ತಾನೇ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮೊದಲಿದ್ದವ್ರು ಯಾರು? ಇರುವೆಗಳು ಮೊದಲಿದ್ದವು, ಕ್ರಿಮಿಕೀಟಗಳು ಮೊದಲೇ ಇದ್ದವು, ನಮಗಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇದ್ದವು ಅವರು. Even before we came, they were there. So we came and now we are invading the areas and then trying to. So this, remembering this one only, the Vastu Shastra. Vastu andre vasanti, ye jeevaah atra vasanti ತೇಷಾಂ ಸಂತರ್ಪಣಂ ಏವ ವಾಸ್ತು ಶಾಂತಿ. ಯೇ ಜೀವರಾಶಯಃ ಅತ್ರ ವಸಂತಿ ತೇಷಾಂ ಸಂತರ್ಪಣಮೇವ ವಾಸ್ತು ಶಾಂತಿ. The word ವಾಸ್ತು ಶಾಂತಿ is pacifying, appeasing all the Shaktis which are living here. So you see the puja which was done in the Vastu Mandalam, in the Vastu Purusha Mandalam, if you see, it starts from Brahma only. Pradhana Adhishtatri Deva is Brahma only for Vastu. Brahma tane? Adhishtatri Devata is Brahma. So Brahma is the person we talk from Srishtikarta, Brahma. From there only the Vastu begins. So Brahma and then Saraswati. Brahma is there, Saraswati is there, and then Vastu Purusha is there. ಅವ್ರು ಮೂವರನ್ನ ಪ್ರಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂತಾನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಮತ್ತು ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಬೇಕು? ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನೇ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಕರ್ತ. ಗಾವೋ ಹಜಗ್ಗಿರೆ ತಸ್ಮಾದ್ ಜಾತ ಅಜಾವಯಃ. Everything, all, see, from the Purusha Sutta it is described how many types, all the cows came, and then came all the, the goats came, and then the horses came. All types of creation is coming from Brahma only. So the Vastu Puja is done by invoking Brahma and Saraswati, the two people who are, that is, it is just like we have Shiva and Parvati, we have Bhagavan Narayana and Lakshmi, we have Brahma and Saraswati. Brahma is the Brahma is the Rajoguna. It is the guna, Rajoguna, which is the cause for all creation. And Saraswati is the knowledge of creation. Saraswati is the Shakti, which is the knowledge of creation, and Brahma is the agent through which the creation is done. So we have Brahma and Saraswati. Now there is a mandala. In this mandala you will see, in this Vastu mandala, you have Dig Devatas. We have the Dig Devatas. In all directions there are Devatas residing. So we have, for example, if you take east, the Devata of the eastern direction, we have one Devata. If you come in a Pradakshina, we have the Purvadik, and then we have the Agneya, we have the east, and we have the, what you call as the southeast. Then we come to the south, then we come to the southwest, and then we have the western direction, then northwest and north, and then northeast. So these are the 8 directions. In these 8 directions, there are the Dig Devatas residing. In these, we offer everything. Instead of going to the place and actually offering it in that direction, we make a mandalam which represents that one. And through mantras, we are offering that. Through mantras, each and every mantra is a carrier. Each and every mantra is a carrier. See, we can purify anything by filtering, decanting, and then we boil it, and then after that what happens, it becomes steam and it becomes pure. Water becomes pure. But what about the Ganga water which comes from the Himalayas? It is already pure because it is flowing from there are herbs, isn't it? There are so many beautiful herbs all over the Himalayan range. So the water flowing from there is touching all the herbs and coming, so eternally pure. ನಾವು ನೀರನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಬೋರ್ವೆಲ್ ನೀರಿದೆಲ್ಲ, ಬೋರ್ವೆಲ್ ನೀರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದು ಯಾವುದೋ ನೀರು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನು ಶುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿ ಕುಡಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಆದರೆ ಗಂಗಾ ನದಿ ನೀರಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಶುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಟರ್? ವೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ನೀಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ಯೂರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ and the need for no necessity of purification there, because the water which we take from the earth, ಭೂಮಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ತೆಗೆದುತ್ತಾರೆ ನೀರು, ಭೂಮಿನಲ್ಲಿ there are so many materials here, it directly does not come in a manner which is edible to me. We are taking we are rigging a borewell, and from there we are taking out the water. It's not a naturally flowing water ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ತಾನಾಗಿ ಹರಿತಾ ಇರೋ ನೀರಲ್ಲ, ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಕರ್ತ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ನೀರಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಕರ್ತ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ನೀರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದಿಂದ ಒಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲಿ without knowing whether it's going to nourish us or not. And once we take it, earlier when we had a well, we could drink water from the well. When we dug a well, we could drink water from the well. But when we started drinking more and more, what we are doing now, we are invading other territories. We are invading other territories which are not directly edible for me. ಮೊದಲು ಬಾವಿಯನ್ನು ತೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಬಾವಿ ನೀರು ಸಾಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಬಾವಿ ನೀರು ಸಾಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀರು ತೆಗಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆಳ ಹೋಗಿ ಯಾವ ಭಾಗದಿಂದ ನೀರು ತೆಗಿಬಾರ್ದೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಯಾವ ಭಾಗದ ನೀರು ತೆಗಿಬಾರ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಕುಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಉಲ್ಲಂಘನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವಯೋಲೇಟೆಡ್ what exactly would have been normally available pure. Therefore we have to purify this water. We have to make it through RO or something, we have to make it. So this natural water which is coming through the Ganga, if I take it in the hand and then just by saying a mantra and then just sprinkling, that water purifies a person, not physically, it purifies mentally. So there is a mental purification and a physical purification. So this physical purification, what we call as filtering it, but mental purification is by the mantra. Take something in your hand, water, and then utter a mantra and then sprinkle it. It purifies a person, which works very beautifully. So same way here, Vastu, we are offering, we are appeasing, we are satisfying the Shaktis, not by actually reaching them what food they should get, what nourishment they should. We are doing it by mantra. ಮಂತ್ರ ಮೂಲಕವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಶಾಂತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಹೊರತು ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ನೇರ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೇರ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಮಂತ್ರ ಮೂಲಕವಾಗಿ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ಮಂಡಲ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ವೋಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಶಕ್ತೀಸ್ and then giving whatever they deserve. There is one more. While doing a homa, ಒಂದು ಹೋಮವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೋಮ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಕೊನೆ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಹೋಮನ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡೋ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಮದ ಸ್ರವದಿಂದ ಬಿದ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ ತುಪ್ಪ. ಹೋಮದ ಸ್ರವದಿಂದ ಬಿದ್ದಿರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತುಪ್ಪ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ದೆ. ಈ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲ ಬಿದ್ದಿರೋ ತುಪ್ಪ ಯಾರಿಗದು? ಶ್ರಾವಭಾಗೇಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವ. ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಏನು ಮಂತ್ರ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಶ್ರಾವಭಾಗೇಭ್ಯೋ. See, when we do a homa, during that homa, some amount of the ghee goes into the homa kunda. But some amount of the ghee falls outside also, isn't it? There is a mantra for that falling ghee also. There is a mantra for the ghee which falls down inadvertently while doing that one. So the krimi keetas, the germs who are entitled for this also, they are also worshipped. Even they are worshipped. Around the Homakunda, those krimi keetas which are going to feed upon those things, they are also worshipped. So what we think as waste, actually it is not waste. It is actually consumed by somebody else. So you will see in the Vastu, a pumpkin was kept. A pumpkin was kept and cut into two pieces, and then kumkum was applied to that one. And then after the kumkum was applied, then with a knife, it was slightly pierced and then opened. Truthfully speaking, you know what is that one? It represents meat. The pumpkin represents meat. Why not use meat itself directly? Because that is the refinement of the human. We should not. We would have seen that in the past there was sacrifice. Bali used to be given of animals and even human bali was given. But gradually the Veda mantras that idu bali kodta irodu bandibittu ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಇದು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪಿಶಿತಂ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಪಿಶಿತಂ ತಾನೆ. ಆ ಪಿಶಿತಂ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ this pishitam means that is exactly the mamsaharis. So there are creatures in the world who are naturally meat eaters. So this particular bali is an indication of food for them. So we are indicating that type of food also we are giving. In this Vastu, bali is given to all types of creatures. All types of creatures of the world, they are thought, remembered, and then offered everything, so that during the process of worship to God, they should not come and disturb us in any manner. So this Vastu is a preparation. Vastu Shanti is a Shanti for all the living beings of the world. That is exactly the meaning of the Vastu Shanti. And then you see, they took after the puja is over, they took one long, the branch of the coconut tree, and then they lit it. And then after lighting it, they took it all around. That is an indication of, now you don't come and disturb us. We have given you your shares. So now we have made a fire encircling this area now. Vastu Paryagnika. We have made a fire. We have made Paryagnika. Its meaning is Paryagnika, which means we have made a fire circle around. That is why we are very specific, that only specific people who have had their bath without being uneligible, they should come. They should be eligible to come inside. Not everybody is permitted to come here. If you come inside, you should have had a bath, should be clean. You should not have consumed any other normal which are not permitted. So this area is now protected. ಈ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಶುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವು ಅಶುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಬರೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮಂತ್ರದ ಬಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಶುದ್ಧವಾದ ಶರೀರದಿಂದ ಶುದ್ಧವಾದ ಮನಸ್ಸು ನಾವು ಮಂತ್ರೋಚ್ಚಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, when we chant the mantras now, see now what will happen tomorrow morning? Devi is going to come from there. Tomorrow morning, early morning by 9:15, Devi representative Murti, Utsav Murti will come here. So she will come here and enter this hall, and from in this hall Abhisheka will be performed to her. She is going to come and then give darshan, and then go back and then give darshan to the people who are going to be there. So tomorrow morning preparation has already been done for that. Homa will be conducted here. Tomorrow evening, we are going to invoke Devi in the form of Chandi Devi, a different form of Devi who is going to protect the entire world. So these are all very, very specifically understood. So today's prasanga, we make a pause here and we all pray to Devi. In addition to this, there was Mrit Sangrahanam and Ankura Arpanam. I will tell about that tomorrow morning. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat.